Hey, what do you say, YouTubers? Hey, today we have the HKS Kabbalah. This is a nice replica of the 22, 24 Ford Bronco. This is 18th scale, ready to run, 4x4, trail truck and rock crawler. So as usual, we'll take this out and go for a run, but first I want to go through it real quick on the bench, and then when we get back from our trail run, we'll go through the scoring system. So let's take a look. So like all of them, it's got the owner's manual, model number, all the part numbers, assembly and disassembly instructions, maintenance guide, contact information, warranty info, and all that. And as I always say, whether you're a seasoned RC or a novice, this is good to have. Keep it in a safe spot. This comes with a 350 milliamp 2S LiPo pack. Comes with the USB charger and a small screwdriver. So the transmitter feels okay. It's a little bit small, but it doesn't feel cheesy. It's got all the digital sets on top for steering, trim, throttle trim, steering, reverse. It feels okay. And what the screwdrivers for is on the bottom. It doesn't have a snap-in tab. It's got a screw tab for your battery compartment, which takes 4 AAAs, not included. But it feels good. So steel ladder frame, plastic links, 4-link front suspension, 4-link rear suspension. It's got the axle-mounted servo on the front, so there's no panhard bar. Panhard bar tends to shift the front end left or right as it goes up and down. So without the panhard bar, this should be a little bit more predictable on the trail. Now, the only bad thing on this here that I'm seeing right off the bat is because of the shocks, this is pretty wiggly. And I think, you know, when you get the body roll, you can see the force that it takes, and that might tend to snap your vehicle over on its side, especially if you're off camber a little bit and you get that body roll, you might tend to roll the truck over. But we'll see once it's out on the trail. Got nice throttle control. Adjust my steering trim a little bit. It's a little bouncy on the suspension, but it doesn't feel really super top heavy because this is a Lexan body. Even though it's got a lot of hard plastic accessories on it, it's pretty light. It's okay. I think this is really a good candidate for some metal links, tire and wheel upgrade. Oh, stuck on the root. Metal links, tire and wheel upgrade, and oil dampened shocks. And I think this thing will be a killer. I will tell you one thing though. I tried it earlier on low speed, and it just doesn't seem to have the wheel speed and torque. It comes up to some of these rocks and it just sits there and just doesn't have a grunt. But the departure angles aren't bad. A lot of roots here and little saplings, and they latch onto the chassis or around an axle and just holds it back. Yeah. Yep. First roll over. It looks good though. It looks good with the lights. It's got lights on the mirrors, the headlights, the light bar. I gotta tell you though, I was never a fan of the blinkers. That's kind of hokey, but that's okay. It's better than no lights at all. I gotta tell you, I think this is either a great beginner truck or it's a nice solid base for something to customize. Because it's all steel gear, like I said, steel gear transmission, steel gear axles, CV joints. So what do you say we get back to the shop and we'll go through the scoring system, see how it does. So guys, I got to tell you, this truck, the more I use it, the more I like it. This is not the first time I ran it. I ran it the other day to do the short for it. This is, you know, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. I'm not really a Bronco fan. So I almost didn't grab it just because of that. But I tell you, I really like it. And I think we're going to see more of this on the channel. I'm going to do the metal link upgrade, tire and wheel package. We'll throw on oil dampened shocks, and we'll see how it does from there. I tell you, you feel this truck, and it's weighty. You can feel the bottom weight. This thing is planted pretty nice for what it is. And being a Lexan body, even though it has a roll, it only went over. It was pretty obvious it was going to go over anyway. Those rocks were like a 48-degree camber, off camber. So I'm not surprised that it rolled a couple times that it did. But you can see it. You can see how bouncy it is. This thing is a definite candidate for oil dampened shocks, and I'm going to do that. So, but anyway, let's get to the scoring system. So the first category is damage, and you know, 0 if you have damage, 5 if you have no damage. So this had no damage, came through no problem, no broken mirrors, no nothing. So we're going to give it a 5 for damage. And the next category, transmitter, it's small, but it's fine. And, you know, I have to operate this one hand while I'm trying to operate the truck. So you can see I might be a little bit clumsy on the trail with the truck and, you know, going backwards and forwards with it, trying to get my correct angle. But, you know, when I'm just steering with my thumb, it gets kind of cumbersome out there. But overall, it feels okay. Yeah, I mean, it's got digital controls on top. I'm not even sure. I didn't look in the controls what this is for, if there's a programmable something here with the drag brake or something like that. I haven't checked it. I'll have to read up on it in the manual, but it feels fine. So for the transmitter, we give it a 5. Now for the steering, it's got plenty of throw on the bench. So I think I'm going to have to fool around a little bit with either a longer servo arm, see if I can adjust the end points on that servo. But it doesn't seem like it throws far enough with the controller, even though my steering trim and my dual rate on the steering is all the way. But we'll fool with that, and I'll update you that when we do the upgrade. But it could definitely use a little bit more throw on the steering. So, you know, for a trail truck, it'll be fine. I think if you're going to try and use this for a rock crawler, you're going to have to do something with that servo and the servo horn. So for the steering, we're going to give that a 4. Overall handling, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, wasn't tippy. I know that it is a little bit back heavy. So if I go on a steep incline, it'll roll over backwards on you. And if any of you guys who watch the shorts saw that on the little wooden bridge I have, that's probably a 38 or a 40-degree incline, and it just rolls right over backwards. And that's because of the rear-mounted ESC receiver, the spare tire, the rack on there, the full cab body on there. That all adds to the weight, even though the body is light and it's, Lexan. So we're going to give the overall handling a 4. Suspension, well, we knew what it was when we bought it. We knew it didn't have oil shocks, so I'm not going to fault the truck for that as usual. I don't do that on any of them. I want to be fair to all the manufacturers. So it's got enough throw. It's got, enough flex, I think, for the scale of the truck. So we're going to give the suspension a 5. Throttle control. The only problem I saw there is in low speed on the transmission, it didn't have the grunt it needed to get over some obstacles. It would come to a rock and it would just it didn't even have enough to spin the wheels, which it should have. So I think the motor's a little bit weak, for, the stock ready to run motor. A lot of guys will upgrade that to a brushless system anyway. But we're going to give the throttle response a 4 only for that reason. But in high gear, it was fine. It was absolutely fine. And it had plenty of low-end control for a brush system. So we're just going to deduct 1 point for that. Brakes, it has a good drag brake on it. It didn't freewheel down a hill or anything like that. So we're going to give brakes a 5. Electronics is the next category, and it seems fine to me. It's got steel gear servos. Both of those are 9 grand, by the way, in case I didn't mention that. But I never lost contact with the truck, with the receiver, never had to rebind anything. It was responsive. So we're going to give electronics a 5. Yeah, so overall, this truck gets a 37, which is actually pretty good. I like it, and I recommend buying it. $62. I bought this on Banggood. Of course, you got you got tax and you got shipping, which was Banggood has a little shipping charge of $1.99 or something like that. It's inconsequential, but that a couple of dollars for tax. So it was up in probably at $68 range by the time I was done, but well worth a $68 truck. Can't beat it. So take a look at some of those other videos I did, the shorts. I had it on the wooden bridge and the steel rails and all that kind of thing. And drop a comment. Tell me what you think. And if you like the video, give her a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you next time.